decrement operator and logical complement operator. So when we talk about the unary plus operator, basically it is used to indicate a positive value. So whatever value you are having, it will just make that number as positive number. You might be wondering that this plus has an addition meaning as well, right, which we saw in the previous example. Yes, that's correct, but when we use that addition symbol, we use that between two variables. But when we talk about unary operators, they are used with a single variable. That is why the name unary, because they are used with a single variable. They require only one operand. So unary plus basically makes any number positive. Unary minus negates an expression and makes that number negative. Increment operator increments the value by +1. Decrement operator decreases the value by -1, and logical complement operator inverts the value of the expression from true to false or false to true. Let's understand this with the help of an example. So I have created a class here called unary demo, and I have a static void main method here, and I have created a variable called result, and the first example is about using unary plus. So I'm creating a variable called as result, assigning the value as 1, and just putting 1 plus in front of it, which makes this as positive value. Though we can argue that this also has the same effect as this, and yes, that is true. But in case if this value was written as something like -1 instead of plus, then we could basically make that number positive by just putting plus in front of it. So that's basically the power of unary operators, and that's how you generally use unary operators. So I just put it back to +1. The next example is about decrement operators. So the current value of result was 1 because we did this. Now we are saying result minus minus, which means whatever the value of result is, just decrement it by 1. So the current value was 1. So now the new value of result after this evaluation becomes 0. So at line 40, we print the current value of result, which is 0. Moving on at line 16, we are using the increment plus plus operator here, which means whatever the current value of result is, just increment it by 1. So the current value of result was 0 till this line, so it becomes 1 because this means increment by 1. So line 18 will basically print that value 1, and then at line 20, I'm using the unary minus operator, which means whatever the value of result is, just negate it, just put a negative in front of it, just make that number negative. So if I just say minus result, the current value of result was 1, so it became -1. And then to showcase the negation operation, I created a boolean variable, named it as success, assigned the value of this variable as false, and printed the value of success variable as is first, and then printed the value of success with a negation in front of it, with an exclamation mark, which will basically flip the value or invert the value of a boolean variable. So if this was false, line 28 should print true. If this was true, line 28 should print false. In this case, this is false, so the line 28 should print true. So let's right click on this and run this program and see if we get the expected output. And yes, we see the output here. So let's try to interpret the output now. The line 10 should print 1. Yes.